Welcome back to Casual Conversations. I am your host, Ryan Bean, here with my talented co-host, Elena Sweetser. And thank you once again for being here with us to discuss all things life.
That's right.
Marriage, business, kids.
Everything.
Craziness.
Craziness. Last week's episode, we talked about, it was Ryan's topic, and we talked about patience.
I liked it. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Yes. So if you missed last week's and you want to learn a little bit more about patience and what it can do for you,
or teach us more about it, because neither we realize
we struggle.
We're not good at patience. So if you guys can give us advice, that'd be fantastic. That'd be great.
But this week it is my topic.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think this is a really good one, and I think it's one that a lot of females struggle with, and it would be good.
Okay.
Well, it would be good to have the male perspective from it.
Okay. What are we getting into?
I want you to define what is beautiful in a woman. Beauty to you. Beauty to you.
Well, beauty to me. Okay. I think you have to have a physical attraction. Any guy will tell you there's got to be, and I think females are the same way. You have to be physically attracted to your significant other, your spouse. But I think that you got to constantly work on those things. But I will tell you that attraction changes over time. But initially you have to have a physical attraction.
But what is attractive to you? So the reason I bring this up is because most females think if you're not a size 0 or a size 2, you're not beautiful.
I can tell you that probably most men don't think that that's attractive at all. I think most men would love to have someone that's caring. I think someone that's attractive to me would be someone that is supportive, someone that's got my back, someone that I know would be there for me no matter what.
He's literally describing his wife right now,
and that's why it's as healthy as it is. But I think for most men, they want loyalty. Loyalty is a big one. They want a female that is going to be their peace. I think that most males, when they have stressful jobs, they work hard for their families. Most, okay, I'm not saying there's plenty of females that do the same thing for their families as well, but a lot of males take that stuff on the chin. They don't. Society doesn't care about men. It's the facts. That's our job. Our job is to be the provider. Our job is to take on the stress. Our job is to not show emotion. Those type of things just in general. And I think that coming home to peace, coming home to a wife that understands what you do and appreciates what you do. So for me, loyalty, appreciation are a couple of the big things for me that are the most attractive. And I think most men feel that way. Again, you have to have physical attraction. My wife is gorgeous. And again, I've said it a million times, I don't get it. I don't understand why she would have picked me. I don't understand it. I've said a million times too. And trust me, I know multiple people think the same thing. So it was funny. We went in for massages recently and we're sitting next to each other, no exaggeration, talking. And the guy walks out and he's like, all right, Mrs. Bean, I'm ready for your massage right now. And it's a couple's massage. Like we're in the same room. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, buddy, I get it. Trust me. I wouldn't have put us two together either. I understand 100%. But
my feelings are not hurt.
But I think for me, one, sorry for the slow response and kind of a long answer, because you're blindsided. I'm blindsided by it. But I think loyalty, wholesome girls or wholesome women, and peace.
So this kind of stemmed from, as I've made it known, like I struggle with the weight that I've gained over the years, and I've struggled with it mentally and how I view myself being beautiful. I've always honestly struggled with seeing myself as beautiful, if I'm being honest, because I've never been like the Instagram models, if that makes sense. So I always thought, well, that's beautiful, so I must not be that. And Cole's corrected me over time. But recently, I was talking to him because I was struggling to find something to wear, and I was really talking down to myself. And I'm like, I wish you would have just told me that I'm ugly. And he's like, I'll never tell you that because you're always going to be beautiful in my mind. I was like, why do you say that? He's like, because of the mom you are, the wife you are, the person you are. You're beautiful the way you look. And so it's like, I feel like so many women lose that, thinking that because we're not some type of way that gets so many likes on a picture, that we're not beautiful.
Well, I think the problem is that most women in today put all their time and energy into be physically attractive, and they're not just trying, and what they realize is that, yes, the males, or if you're trying to, if you're still single and you're trying to attract men or women it's all physical, right? You make it all about physical, when in reality, I think, I can just speak from the people that I'm around. Most married men, find their wives that much more attractive today, and the reason why is because they've gone through more with each other. So now they've got to see the person that they truly are, right? They get to see them when they're a mess. I've told Allison a million times, I'm more attracted to her a lot of times when she's just got freaking her hair up, she's got her reading glasses on, and she's just, in comfortable clothes because she's just comfortable in her house. She's not trying to impress anybody. And I'm sure Cole and our, people that we know feel the same way about their spouses. And think about, I would take it from the female perspective. There's a lot of times where women probably are, okay, yeah, my husband got dressed up in a nice suit or whatever. He looked fantastic and he was very attractive that night, but that's not sometimes the things that attract you the most. It could be him playing with Kian. It could be him, going, at the park, and you're sitting back with a cup of coffee watching your son and your husband playing basketball together, whatever, soccer together, whatever it is. Ask yourself that question. When do you find Cole the most attractive? Are you most attractive to him when he's all done up? And
he's an attractive individual. So.
I wouldn't know, but I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
No, when he bonds with Ken, like the other day I was getting dressed and I heard them laughing in the other room and they were playing Trouble and he was being funny with Ken and Ken's been, "You're going down, Daddy." That makes me love him more.
There you go.
And I value that more than what he looks like. Now, obviously, you're right. Yes, they have to be attractive in a certain sense, in a certain way, right?
You have to be physically attracted to your spouse. I don't care what anyone says. It's you have to be. And because what ends up happening is if you're not, and you have I wouldn't say a loveless relationship, but when you don't have physical intimacy with your spouse, I think it's a recipe for disaster. Again, that's my opinion.
You have to have a connection.
You do, and you have to have a physical one.
Yes.
And it started as a physical one, right? It started with, and even people, may start the relationships off as friends or whatever. And I'm glad this is a good topic for male and female perspectives because I've always been interested on the female side as well. But bottom line is there's still the attraction there. Regardless, you don't take it to the next level. I don't care who you are if there's not some sort of physical attraction, period.
So why do you think women have lost the idea of what being beautiful is? Like, why do women struggle so much with thinking they're beautiful if they're not a certain way on a magazine? Why do you think that? I
think women put too much pressure on themselves, to be quite honest with you. And I think men probably need to put more pressure on themselves. I think there's a balance, right? Part of my biggest thing is one of the main reasons I want to get in shape and do things right because it's good for my body. But it's also, I owe that to my wife, right? I owe her to still keep that physical attraction. I want her to physically be attracted to me. Well, if I just let myself go on a constant basis and eat and drink whatever I want, never work out, never take my physical appearance seriously, then, that thing starts to slowly slip over time. And, when us guys, we do it too. I think, but from a female's perspective, I don't know. Cause Allison, I think where guys get frustrated is they truly feel like their wife or spouse. I guarantee you when you said that to Cole, and Cole's like, "I'll never say that," because in Cole's eyes, he does not understand where you're coming from. It's like for Allison's the same way. Like I'll look at her and she'll change her outfit 5 times. And
I was late to our podcast.
And I'm like, "Babe, you look absolutely beautiful." Like, yeah, there are things that are more attractive on you. There are things that fit maybe a little bit better on you. But in my eyes, I'm showing up with the most beautiful woman out there. So, and I think
not just physically, but internally too.
It is. But then what ends up getting frustrating is then you girls get mad at us because we're not seeing yourselves in the light that you see yourself. So now all of a sudden you get frustrated because you're like, I know you're lying. I know you're just saying that because you're my husband. No, we're saying that because we truly believe that. Like I don't ever tell my wife, "Yeah, you don't look good. You look beautiful," just for the sake of saying that to her. I truly mean that. And I think most husbands, most spouses, whatever, they truly mean that. Now, there's times I'll tell my wife flat out, "I know this thing makes me look bigger than I am," right? Because I'm a bigger guy in general. So, like, for me, I try to wear more slimmer clothes because, like, you can look bigger than you really are. So, guys feel the same way, right? We're just not as we just don't worry about it, I guess, as much.
I think it comes down to like. And when I speak of my own personal experience, because I know other women are out there going for it, so if I have to put myself out there, so be it. But like I think about like even when I was in college and I was 130 pounds, like I was fit, dude. My quads when I would run, like you would walk or run, you would see the muscle. Like it was pretty prominent. I had not a gross looking six pack, but I had some abs. Okay, so I was physically, my body was in top shape. I never thought of myself as good looking even then.
Right.
And so here I am, pounds and pounds later, and I'm like, I still don't find myself attractive, and I don't understand why. Why do women go through that?
I'm not a woman, so I couldn't tell you. I can just tell you, I think that you guys look at yourself as in comparison. I think women in general compare themselves way more than men do by nature.
Women are doing things like Botox left and right, lip injections.
Then you're fake.
Boob jobs.
I don't get it.
Plastic surgery, and I hate that for some women.
I don't understand it at all.
Cole. I mean, I told Cole I wanted to get Botox, and he's like, no.
So you can inject plastic in your face? Just I know, but just listen to that. But this is what you have to understand. Is we've said this before, getting old is a gift that has been denied to so many people. You think about how many people, there was a plane crash recently. Did this happen in freaking DC a few days ago? Kids, young parents, young adults, young people are on this, and their life is gone, right? So life is so precious, and it's such a great gift. Age gracefully. Like you look at some of these older actresses that have never done any of that stuff. They are absolutely beautiful people, and they've let themselves be naturally naturally beautiful. I think what makes me so attracted to Allison is that she is naturally beautiful.
She's very naturally
beautiful. She does not put on a lot of makeup. She doesn't do a lot of that stuff. And I feel bad for my daughter because my daughter is naturally beautiful, but she feels that she has to put on all this stuff. And I think part of it is girls want what they don't have. So if they have small breasts, they want big breasts. If they have curly hair, they want straight hair. If they're tall, they want to be short. If whatever it is, guys just aren't that way. We're not wired that way. I think guys look at it as this was the hand I was dealt. I'm going to make the best of the hand that I was dealt. Right? So I just think that's from my perspective. I think that's probably how most men view women overall. I think being physically attracted to them is absolutely key. It's never going to go away. It's pivotal. But I think the other stuff make you more physically attractive to the other person. So
you're talking about beauty inside and out.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, if Allison was the most beautiful person in the world, but she was not caring, she didn't have my back, she wasn't a good mother, she wasn't a good person, she was always envious, she cared what other people thought, her life was driven by other people, how other people made her feel, she wouldn't be as attractive. That attraction would wear off is what I'm saying. The physical part would wear off. I can tell you right now, I've dated girls in the past that were physically beautiful. Like, they were beautiful girls. Again, probably way too good looking to be with me, but they were good looking girls. But then as you got to know them, you're like, man, you are not the kind of person I would want to be around. Like, you are not a good person. And then all of a sudden they get uglier and uglier, and then that attraction wears.
Fades off.
It absolutely fades off. So
it makes sense. And I think there's a lot of women that need to hear this. Like, you don't have to look like the Instagram models or the models online, because there's times I looked at, I'm like, I will never be a Victoria's Secret looking girl.
And if Cole wanted that, then Cole would have married it. So like that's the way you got to look at it, right? Like, there's a reason why Cole chose you. There's a reason why Cole decided to get down on one knee and propose to you in your parents' yard or during the sunrise. It was not because
right when I woke up. It's not a beauty sight.
Right now, if I was asked to Cole and he put you in a line of 50 other women, you get chosen every time. So I think what it is the attraction just happens to be what the person's looking for. It's not a one size fits all type thing. And just because you're a physically attractive person, you may get more looks than the average person, but I can tell you right now, that's not what typically drives men. It 100% fades, and that's why you see divorces. That's why you see people break up. That's why you see people they realize, you know what, you weren't a good mother to my kids. You weren't a good person. You didn't have my back. You were always bitching and moaning every time I'd walk.
What you look like,
than me, right? I'd walk in the door after a long day of work, and you're constantly in my grill. You're constantly telling me what I'm not doing or I'm not good enough. Then guess what? I don't care how hot you are. The hotness fades. That's gone.
So from a husband's perspective with a wife, because I know there's times that Allison's been like, I don't feel pretty. She says all the time. So from a husband's perspective, what do you do to try to make her see what you see? Because that is one thing Cole wishes for me, is that I could see what people see.
And you have to figure that out on your own, because what
can you do as a husband to like help your wife do that?
There's nothing you can do, in my opinion. I think it's something that, like we talk about when it comes to anything in life, right? you have to notice it yourself. It's like when you want to quit drinking, you want to quit smoking, you want to quit whatever, you want to hit the gym, and you're like, you know what? There's a point that hits you where you're like, enough is enough. You have to reach that point where enough is enough in your own eyes to go, you know what? I am beautiful. I am worth it. I am a good person. I am physically attractive. Maybe I'm not the size that I was back in college, but also I played soccer 7 days a week. I ran constantly.
4 miles.
I worked out constantly. I was in the gym constantly. I had a regimen on what I ate. So it just depends on what's more important to you. If that's what's really important to you, if you getting your body right is the most important thing to you, what steps are you doing every day to stick with it? And I tell that to Allison all the time, because I fight that as well, right? Part of it is because I want to be attractive for my wife. I don't want to ever give her excuse of why I didn't do everything I could in my marriage to make my marriage work. I tried to stay physically attractive. I tried to be attracted to her. I tried to date her. I tried to spend one-on-one time with her. I tried to compliment her. I tried to appreciate her. That's the work that it takes to make a marriage last, right? So I think when you look at from that perspective, I will tell Allison, and she'll be, oh, thanks, babe. Yeah, I know you're going to say that because you're my husband. And you can just tell when I make those compliments to her, and I'm sure Cole feels the same way. He gets
and other people out there. Most women.
Most people that are out there, most men that we know, if they complimented their wife or their girlfriend, if their girlfriend or wife feel like they're not physically attractive, or they feel like they're overweight, or they feel like they don't look good in clothes, it doesn't matter what the boyfriend or the spouse is going to say to make them realize it. They're just going to get more pissed off because they're going to feel like you're just saying this to say
that literally came out of my mouth last
That's
week.
exactly what that's the reality of it. So there's nothing that the spouse can do except for continue to feed you that positivity. In my opinion, I tell my wife she's beautiful every single day. I literally call her beautiful. I'm like, hey, what's up, beautiful? I answer the phone, hey, beautiful. Like that's how
Cole texted me this morning. Good morning, beautiful.
That's how I don't even really call her Allison. Rarely, it's I call her beautiful most of the time. So that's all you can do. And again, like I've told Allison, and she's told me the same thing, right? Like I just started trying to get on a more of a strict type food regimen, right? And she's like, Ryan, if you want to get fit, how much time and effort have you really put into it? Have you really hit the gym every single day? Have you worked out every day? Have you watched everything you ate? If the answer is no to that question, then I haven't done everything I possibly can to change. So I'm complaining about it, but I'm not doing anything to change it.
Well, and I think it also comes down to, like, for my shoes, I guess my own personal experience is like, I guess I was trying to do it for the outside social or the outside society rather than do things for myself, right? Like most people, when they go to work out, it's because they hate their body. They don't love their body enough to work out. So it never sticks.
So I can tell you this. Do you think there's women out there that would trade spots with you immediately?
Oh, I'm sure. And it came down to like our last episode when I said, what you're feeding yourself, what you're watching on social, it does affect you mentally. And so I stopped following a lot of accounts that weren't doing justice for my brain. And I've been following more people like they're women that I relate to who are moms and they've gained some weight and they're mid-sized, but they're beautiful people. They're still working out and they have great personalities. They're present with their husbands. And to me, I'm like, they're technically size-wise bigger than me, and I see them as so beautiful. Allison, I tell her she's beautiful all the time. My best friend Mackenzie, she'll make comments she's not beautiful, and I was like, dude, you walk in my house, I'm like, you're glowing. You're so pretty to me. And by society's terms, are they the small size, whatever? No. So I look at my friends like that. I'm like, but I know you're a good person. And that's what makes them so much more beautiful, in my opinion. Right?
Yeah, I think when you get to know people, the beauty can be gained, right? But again, let's not deviate from the fact is they're still physically attractive. You're a beautiful female, but you're more beautiful because of all those extra things. So you look at these girls that you may see out there that are absolutely gorgeous. You have no idea what their life is like. So you see them and go, okay, great. They're beautiful. They're size 2. They have a beautiful figure, a beautiful body, whatever, right? Guys are gawking at them. Guys are always looking at them. They may say, you know what? I hate that I have to be like this. I hate the fact that I can't eat a carb. I hate the fact that I can't have a glass of wine with my friends. I hate the fact that I have to miss out on everything socially in my life because I have to go hit the treadmill 2 hours a day. I hate the fact that I have to miss all these things because my chef says I can't eat these things. So again, people look at things. They look at an image or the picture. They have no idea what goes on behind the scenes to create that. Is there people that are just beautiful? Absolutely. And there's people that have the whole package, right? Hey, that just means they're that much more blessed, right? I know beautiful people. I know physically attractive people that are have a fantastic life as well. Hey, man, you got pocket aces.
Well, I want to make very clear, I do not care about celebrities or the Kardashians in any way. I've never been a Kardashian fan. And somehow her reel popped up within the last few days, Kim Kardashian. And
she's the least attractive to me out of all.
And she's so fake, but most women want to be her, right? And she says something like her workout routine, she does 4 hours a day. 4 hours a day of working out.
Do you have 4 hours? Do you have 4 hours in your day to give?
I barely can squeeze an hour in.
Right.
You know, but also she's got money and paid nannies and whatever. So
everyone's situation is different, right? Everyone's situation is different.
But why do women in general look at somebody like that who's got a fake butt, fake lips, plastic surgery, whatever? Why do they want to be that?
I think it's because they feel like that's what men's attracted. They feel like that's what men is attracted to because a handful of men have, shown that, right?
Yeah.
But you look at, flip it. How many times has she been married?
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez, in my opinion, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Been married 6 times?
Yeah. Engaged.
What's the trade-off?
Yeah.
Right? So you have all this physical beauty, but obviously if you've had 6 failed marriages, there's probably some
internally
that you don't have.
Yeah.
Right? You don't drive 6 men or whatever it is. I don't freaking know, 5, whoever, maybe a ton of failed.
More than your hand.
Right. And again, she's been with good-looking guys, right?
Yeah.
Ben Affleck and all those guys, they're good-looking dudes. So what happened?
Yeah.
So guess what? Guess what? They were with Jennifer Lopez. They were with one of the most beautiful women in today's society that most people would say Jennifer Lopez is one of the most beautiful. Why did the marriage fail?
Yeah.
Why were they cool with leaving? Why were they cool with getting divorced?
Yeah.
Why were they cool with saying, you know what, you would, because the physical attraction fades.
Well, look at Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Yeah. One of the most beautiful couples.
What happened?
Horrible divorce.
Correct. And he probably said, or she said, one of them said, yeah, there you got 2 beautiful people. And if I'm in today's society, you look at both of them and you go, these are 2 very, very attractive people. Yet they decided, you know what? Your physical attraction didn't overpower all the other things that came with it. That right there should tell everybody. And when I see these women today with fake Botox and injections in their lips, and they're trying to be someone that they're not, like, I don't understand that. Most men are going to find you way more beautiful when you just stay
true to yourself,
who you are, and make the best out of what you have, right? Yeah. So that's the thing. But guys feel the same way, right? I guarantee you, look at Cole. Cole's a shorter guy. Cole might say, you know what? I wish I was taller. Yeah. I wish I was taller than I am right now. I wish I could put on more muscle. My buddy Vinny will tell me, he's like, Ryan, I hate the fact that I know when you hit the gym, you could put on muscle quick. I have that build. But I also go, man, I hate the fact that I'm sore all the time or I can't move. Yeah. You're smaller, more flexible. Like, I'm the most unflexible person. So everyone's going to critique something they don't have. That's just the way it is. I just don't, I don't see that part of it, but I've never been that type of person. I
think most men aren't, though, and I envy you guys for that.
No, I think guys want to be in shape for the most part. I think I'm not happy with where I'm at. I know a lot of my buddies.
I think you guys have more of the it is what it is. Like you have more acceptance of where you're at. Like, obviously you want to be better, but women, like, we self-sabotage over it. Like, I
don't think guys usually. For the most part,
do you put on 5 different outfits before you go out? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so we self-sabotage, and there's times that Cole's like, "You look so good in that outfit." I'm like, "Nope, my belly's out. Nope," and I change it, and then I wear a big sweater to hide.
Yeah, but then you end up, in my opinion, looking bigger.
Yeah,
I've told Allison the same thing. I'm like, Allison, you put on this big baggy thing, and I'm like, it actually makes you look bigger in general because you put this. It's like you're wearing a parachute. Like, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, but it's like there's more on display. I don't know. The guys are never going to understand. It's just a mental thing that you women have in general. And like I said, I wish I could speak more intelligently about it. But I'm sure I'm in the same boat as every guy. They're scratching their head going, I have no idea either, buddy. I don't know what I could do or say except for be that. Yeah.
I think it's important for husbands to not forget to tell their wives they're beautiful. Sure. Because, there was a period, Cole's schedule, or by the time I'm waking up, he's already leaving for coaching, and we just miss each other. And even though he texts me, "Good morning, beautiful," it's different to hear it.
So I will say this: does he try? This is I try to physically touch my wife any way possible, right? So it's almost an annoyance, right?
Anytime I walk by, his hand has to go in my butt. Yeah. Let's be honest.
There you go. Allison too, right? So right there, that tells you, right there is, okay, if that's walking in front of you, it's like you want to be attractive to your spouse, in my opinion, right? But you also need to know that you have that that your spouse is physically attracted to you. So if you know that you're in a happy marriage and you know that your husband grabs your butt every time he walks by, or he has to tell you you're beautiful every time he walks by, or every time you're in his vicinity, he's putting his hand on you or touching you, I don't know what more validation you would need to tell you that you're beautiful. Like, I don't understand that concept of it. Now, I get wanting to be attractive to other people. You want to walk in a room and you want to be an attractive person. Everyone loves that feeling. Everyone loves that feeling when you wear an outfit that just fits you perfect. Guys feel the same way. Trust me. I got a new suit. I went over this last cruise, and I was like, this old suit is too baggy on you. It doesn't fit you right. It was off the shit. She goes, just go get a nice suit, get it tailored to you. And then everyone's like, oh my gosh, Ryan, this suit looks so good on you.
Ryan, is that you?
Yeah, no, exactly. 100%. Like, okay, now we can kind of see why Allison may have picked you. If you look, but it's a good feeling, right?
Yeah.
It's those endorphins feel great when you go down a size, or you feel like, wow, I used to wear an XL, now I'm wearing a large, I'm losing weight. It's that validation that you feel good, your body feels good. But I think just as in general, and we go back to it all the time, I think that women, we are in a society of comparison, and we are so focused on comparing everything that we have in life, whether it be what our kids look like, what our physical appearance is, what our money is, what house we're in, what car we drive, what career path we chose. All of those things is what drives all of our decision making, and it's completely ass backwards in my opinion. So, and again, it's one man's opinion that wouldn't get you.
Well, and I think it comes down to, who are you being beautiful for? Is it yourself, your spouse, or it should be those two, or is it for society?
Yeah.
And so many people get lost in the society standards. So many women, and I hate it. I feel like I was one of those, right? And I'm starting to train myself to be better. But there are a lot of women that get stuck in that they think they have to look a certain way, and that's why they start cutting into their face and their bodies. And it's like, you're beautiful. Focus. And I always believe that being a beautiful person as a whole is an inside and outside thing.
Yeah, and I get it, from women's perspective, they justify it because they say it makes them feel better, right? I got a boob job because it made me feel better because the clothes feel. I got Botox because I didn't like the wrinkles, so it made me feel better as a person. If that's truly why you're doing it, good for you.
Yeah.
Like I just feel that most people aren't doing it for those reasons. I feel like most people are doing it because they like the way it makes them feel to others, not because of how they feel internally. I think they would rather go.
They keep pumping stuff and it's not fixing the problem.
How is that going to help your life in any way?
Yeah.
So now you're 70 years old and you look like and you've seen some of these people. I'm like, you look horrible.
Too much.
And I'm like, you just went from trying to be attractive to now being ugly.
What was it? Not Cher, Madonna. See one of her photos? Like,
I remember. I don't know if I watched Saved by the Bell. Shout out to my '90s friends. We grew up on Saved by the Bell. You weren't born yet, but Saved by the Bell.
Born, but I was a kid.
But I think her name was Lark Voorhees. Lisa. She played Lisa Turtle on the show. And when they came back for the reunion, the blast that she got because she put so much Botox into her face. She looked like a plastic doll. Yeah. And I'm like, she was a beautiful girl and she let herself go. And I mean, she was blasted by it. And I'm like, girl, you are not attractive. You were attractive. You made yourself not attractive by doing this stuff. Like, and what ends up happening is out of hand. Yeah. You feel like you have to do more and more. And I think it becomes like an addiction. Yeah. But,
well, look at like Pamela Anderson. Have you seen her photos lately? She's been doing no makeup, natural, and she's getting so much praise. And I forgot what male celebrities like. She is beautiful. And what woman in Hollywood would go on a red carpet without makeup?
Correct.
Showing the wrinkles, all that stuff. And
maybe like Halle Berry. She's still up there.
Cole's a Halle Berry fan too.
Because she's naturally beautiful. Like I saw people, like you said, you can tell Halle Berry, like if she roll out of bed, she's going to look freaking beautiful, right? There's Salma Hayek. There's girls that are just naturally beautiful women.
Another one of Cole's list. Do you guys talk about this?
I'm sure most guys' lists have the same people on it, right? I think most guys' top 10 are pretty similar. But that should tell you right there. What are guys really attracted to? Yeah. They're attracted to girls that are naturally beauty, right? Kate Beckinsale. Yeah. Salma Hayek. Yeah. Halle Berry. What is that telling you girls? It's telling you girls that the guys are wanting naturally beautiful women.
And good women.
Yes. They don't want girls that have to spray paint their face on. They don't want girls that are putting on fake eyelashes, fake hair, fake eyeliner. I'm like, what about you is real? Yeah. And I think
that hits it, that you want real.
We want real.
Real men want real women.
That's it. That is it. 1,000%. Now, does that mean it's going to come with some extra pounds along the way? Of course it is. Yeah. But guess what? The extra pounds also come with extra
extra
adventures,
love, I suppose, yeah.
Extra adventures, extra memories.
Yeah.
You know,
you got a kid out of it.
Yeah.
2 kids.
2. Thank God they look like her.
Yeah, you know, actually my son, because I want to raise him like Cole. I want to raise him to be a good man like Cole. And we were sitting there and, you know, my shirt was showing my belly. And I was just curious. And I pointed, I said, Kim, what do you think about this? He goes, I said, that's not you. I said, you want to know why? And he goes, why? I said, Mommy grew you in this. That's a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. Mommy grew you in her belly, and God gave you this gift, and I gave you life. And I said, so my belly might not be flat. It might have a little bit flappy, but I got you out of it.
That's it.
And he's like he started to think about it more. Mm-hmm. Instead of maybe like, ugh, you know, and it's just like when you put things in perspective like that, I think it's, you know, opens your eyes about what beauty really is.
Well, I think if most men saw scars, they saw stretch marks or whatever it is that you girls critique yourself about, most men are going, yeah, but she carried my child.
That's what Cole says all the time. He's like, you see that little kid over there?
She brought my children into this world. She sacrificed her body.
She continues to be a good mother for my children.
She did it for us, right? Now, again, I get wanting to be physically attractive. And if you want to do that, then you got to put work into it like anything else. And that might mean you put all the same work you put into it when you were in your 20s and you never see your 6-pack abs again. Allison had the same thing, right? Yeah. And, you know, she was extremely fit and she's 6 foot tall, right? So, you know, but I'm like, Allison, you have curves. You have look at Marilyn Monroe.
Allison and I got booties.
But yeah, thank God. Right?
Our men aren't complaining.
100%. I would take a booty over a flat one any day of the week. Sorry, Mary, for listening. Yes, that was one of the things that's the most attractive about your daughter. Okay, but 1,000%. But you look at back then. Look at was it Sophia Loren? Look at Marilyn. That used to be the image of a beautiful woman. Yeah. She had curves. They had breasts. They had booties. Yeah. They had a body. Kim Kardashian, you know, she's a beautiful girl too. Everyone thinks that she's beautiful, but she also has a body. She's not a super thin rail.
Her butt's fake, but
overall, she still has curves. Like she's not a super flat. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So, you know, and everyone's attracted to things that are different, right? That's the beauty of the world. There's guys that love skinny women. There's guys that love girls that have a little bit more muscle on them, that are like the gym rat type girls. That's not what I'm attracted to, right? And that's not what Cole's attracted to. Yeah. That doesn't mean you are any less beautiful. It means you're different. Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah, you got to find what lines up with you.
Why were you attracted to Cole? Why weren't you attracted to a 6'5" guy?
You would think, give my children hope of being average size.
But why? What attracted you to him?
Who he is as a person.
Okay, but why wasn't it a 6 foot guy that was all ripped up? Why wasn't that the guy that was attracted? So you have to ask yourself that same question. So maybe that's the advice.
Good, right?
Maybe that's the advice to you women out there. Is go, okay, the person that you're with, what attracted you to that person?
Beyond maybe like I gotta
start, maybe I gotta start getting that into me mentally. Now, again, you're obviously physically attracted to Cole. You have to be. And again, I will preface that you have to be. I don't care what anyone says. You have got to physically be attracted to your partner because the physical intimacy is a very critical component to any successful relationship or marriage, period.
All right.
So
I think this is a good one to have from a male and female perspective because I think a lot of females struggle with this. Yeah. Especially now, you know, with the social media world. And like there's times I don't want to post a picture of me with Kian because I'm like, ugh. So I'll post a picture of Kian and Cole. Yeah. But now I'm getting over, I'm like, what is the picture about?
We put ourselves out there every day.
What is up? Yeah, double chin is out and about.
Look at us right now with our videos, all the stuff that we're doing.
But that's why this podcast has helped because I'm like, you know what? What is it about? Is it about how I look or is it about what I'm putting out there?
And are those people that are listening and those people that are watching you, how much thought do they put into you or your family? Yeah. How much true thought
do you dream about my double chin at night?
No.
I do.
Stop dreaming about it. Stop dreaming about it. But yeah, a good topic. I wish I could be more helpful. I don't think I
think you had a lot of good little nuggets in there.
But I think I think that most men look at the whole package. Be your husband's peace. Have his back. Be there for him. Be appreciative, right? Because a lot of these men take a lot of things on the chin, and they do it because that's our nature and that's our job. It's our responsibility. Like I tell my kids, it's my responsibility to worry about this household. It's my responsibility to make sure you're taken care of, your mom's taken care of, right? That's a burden that I'm happy to take. It's my responsibility, but it's still a lot of burden that comes onto someone mentally. So
Yeah.
You know, think about that before when you jump on somebody, go, you know what, they're carrying a lot of weight for our family too.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway.
Thank you guys. Thank you for,
helped.
Yeah, I hope it did. Let us know your thoughts. Share this with somebody that you know needed to hear it today.
And to my wife, you're still the most beautiful to me. So
Cole, thank you for calling me beautiful. I love you.
Even though she just rolls her eyes and thinks you just say it because
I'm going to start believing it, honey. Okay,
you guys have a good one. We'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks for listening.